Okay, so thank you for letting me take you through that presentation. And now I'd like to show you actually going live into J2E and show you the range of tools and options that we have for your students. I'm going to log on to j2e.com. Everybody has their own unique username and password as a personalized system, and every school has their own school to go to. You can see that there are other ways that people can log in from different places. For example, all schools in London will sign in there, all Welsh schools will sign in here. We do integrate with things like Office and Google too, and it might be possible to have some form of integration with other types of platforms for Malaysia as well. So I'm going to just log in here with my username and password, and here I am straight into J2E, into the tools. You'll see a wide range of tools available. I'm going to just take you through a few of them, not all of them today, because we don't have enough time. But if you'd like to ask any questions, please do keep them to the end, and would happily take questions from you after I've shown you the product. First, you'll see the Launchpad page here. You can add or take away tiles that you'd need. Some of these tiles are for apps and games. It's very simple and very easy for a teacher to add additional tiles, perhaps of a piece of work that they want to share with students, perhaps even a tile that takes you straight to a fantastic resource that the teacher knows is perfect for delivering one particular lesson, such as a website about Malaysia, for example, could be easily added here. You'll also see that there is a My Files area. Every student and teacher has unlimited storage space in J2E, and it means that they can access any document anywhere from any device. For example, even viewing a Microsoft Word document on a smartphone. Might be a little small, but you'll still be able to do it. As a teacher, you'll also be able to see all of your pupil files. Whatever a pupil saves, whether it's a Word doc, a picture, a video, a photograph, or something that they've created about their own learning, they click save, a teacher automatically gets to see it because the pupil work all gets put into an area that the teacher can see per class, per year group, per student as well. Very simply laid out, no hunting around for any work for any student. And of course you can share files too, see files that are shared with me, and I can see files that I've shared with other people as well. We'll first off start in the Games for Learning, which is J2 Blast. Here we've got access to Spell Blast and TT Blast and a couple of other games too. Spell Blast, as you might have guessed, is a spelling practice game. As we talked about in the demonstration in the presentation earlier on, if you click Go Practice, you'll be able to choose from spelling lists that are pre-made and built against the curriculum. Now in this case, these are built against the word lists expected for every single phase of education in the British curriculum. We will map that, pending a successful project, to the Malay curriculum, so you'll see words here, and it could be words in Malay, it could be words in English, it could be words in Chinese. Why? Because the teacher can also provide additional words. So let's just choose a word list, and I'll be able to start typing straight away. Now, if I get a word wrong, it'll give me the word very quickly, and I'll then be able to try and practice it again. So it gives hints and prompts for children. You'll also be able to see here that it does that look, cover, write, check approach to memorization of words, just like you would do with your textbooks, but it makes it a much more fun game by doing it like this. So you can practice by yourself, or you could go live and play against other players in real time. That could be people from your class, that could be people from your school, or it could be other people from around the world. If we played that now, there may not necessarily be anybody there from England, for example, because it's at the wrong side of the day. I can, as a teacher, add word lists as well. So I will be able to add words, and I'll even be able to speak the words to my students and give it context. For example, roti canai. The word roti, spell the word roti. And then the student would hear that automatically and be able to then spell the word. back to Blast for a second. We'll go into Times Tables Blast next. Here we've got the same sort of thing. You can choose a different level to go to all the way through the different times tables. So there's 20 levels to choose from, and you choose the level and start practicing on your own. When you're happy, you can then go live and play your times tables games against other children again around the world. You'll see here that you've got different options. You can pick and choose different aliens, and this is fantastic because as soon as a child sees that they get points for playing live against other players, those points can go towards earning new avatars. The more times you play it, the more avatars you get. Oh, apologies. You'll also be able to see that there is a tracking feature here, and I've got a slide I want to show you here just quickly in my shared files area of actual students. Where's it gone? Oh, it's disappeared. Where has that file gone? Oh, anyway, we'll have that one here, but we'll see it in J2E5 later when Danny shares it back again. You'll see that there are ways that we can track scores. Students can see their own progress through points scored, through accuracy over a week, a month, a year, and they'll also be able to see their progress too in terms of how they are doing in each of the different times tables area. Now, if you think about this, a student can see their own progress, but a teacher can see progress for individual students. Teachers can see progress for maths for the whole class or for the whole year, or the head of the school could see progress for the whole school. Or from a Ministry of Education perspective, you will also be able to have statistical stats real time to show progress against basic numeracy for all students. So there we have Blast. Moving on from Blast, we've then got coding. Our J2 Code Tools, as I mentioned, covers the curriculum in the UK and can easily be mapped to the curriculum for Malaysia. If we go into the Turtle package, we'll have a go at the space coding program, and here you'll see we've got the commands that we can start a lift off of the space rocket as we work our way around the planets. And as I go around the planets and I make my turns, you'll see that there is a list of commands that build up what children then learn is an algorithm on the left hand side. The algorithm can then also be debugged. This is more of how a child learning to code can come to terms with more developer and programming type terminology. And a debugged program is a better program. So this is breaking down the problem into its component parts through debugging, and then you'll be able to look and see how you can improve and refine your code. And we can do it by drag and drop too. There's advanced mode and a very simple mode, and the advanced mode you'll actually see when you play and learn to use this program that the advanced mode will not move instantly, but it will build the commands in as you go, and then you'll actually have to play the program. So this makes students really think much more clearly about their actions and about what's going to happen as a consequence. Multiple learning going on there. And there's the other engines as well. So you've got the block coding and the MIT coding, and I'll show you just quickly before we go any further the lesson plans. So we've got lesson plans for the different age ranges, and here you'll see not only have you got the lesson plan, but you've got the video tutorial too. So we can click into the lesson plan. You'll see how easy it is as a teacher to look at this 5 minutes before a lesson and be able to deliver a highly effective lesson without any previous experience in coding, because we've given you all the tools to follow this through. We've got the learning objectives, the learning outcomes, resources for teachers, resources for students, examples of this working, and a video resource which will just play it to the teacher to show them how to actually deliver this lesson. Full instructions and also details on how to assess and follow-up opportunities for extension activities too, and a wide variety of different lessons for different age ranges there as well. And you'll see that there are even further resources that we've got in J2 Code as well. Talked about digital literacy, and one of the critical components of digital literacy being the ability to understand, manage, manipulate, and reason with data. Here we've got J2 Data, and I'll just quickly show you chart working, one of the tools within our J2 Data package. We can choose one of the different types of templates to use, but in this case I'm going to choose colors. And very quickly we'll see that we've got a table here with colors, and if I can populate this with numbers just quickly, you'll see a chart beginning to appear. We could add more into this as we wish. Doing this like this can be a collaborative class activity, or it could be students working together in pairs or in groups, or students can work individually at home or wherever they have access to a device. And in doing so, they can then look at representing data in a number of different ways. Perhaps they want to remove the table and have a look at the information as a pie chart. Then we can break out the pie chart and start to use this for reasoning and analysis. Which color is greater, which color is smaller, which has more, which has less, which is equal. How many more oranges are there than yellow, for example? Lots of different ways that we can represent the information there. And of course, we do have lesson plans as well here in J2 Data, and you'll see that the lesson plans also have all of these additional activities, including videos, resources, and examples as well. And that's data. Moving on from data and digital literacy into literacy now, we've got the package J2 Write. Again, you'll see we've wrapped these with lesson plans and activities. So we look at lesson plans here, and you'll see that there's a wide variety of lesson plans for people to follow. And if we look at J2 Write, we could then go into one of the tools, one of the very popular tools called J2E5. And here I can start to perhaps do an activity that my teacher wants to see me producing some information about our topic at the moment called the world around us. We've been exploring the world around us, and this class has been looking at the Cameron Highlands, for example. So I'd like to write a poster inviting people to come and visit the Cameron Highlands because we really enjoyed it. So what we would do is I could create a poster. I would go to perhaps search for some images, and I might want to start with a scroll where I'd go and find a scroll and I'd put that on my page, and I use that as my background for writing. Here we go. So I'm then going to lock that to the background so I can start writing, and I'll say the Cameron Highlands. I just click and type wherever I want to, and you'll see I might want to perhaps change the color, I might want to change the size a little bit, make it bigger or smaller, position it better, perhaps give it a different font, and there it is. I've got that. Yeah, now it's fine. Now I might want to include some images, so let's go and get some images from the internet of the Cameron Highlands. Let's see what I can find. And here's just how the safe, secure, and eSafe applications of J2E are really benefiting students here. I can simply put on the page pictures that I want, dragging them straight off the internet. Perhaps if it doesn't fit, I might want to crop it, so I can instantly crop it. Or if it doesn't fit, I might want to shrink it and put it in a different place, so I can do that there. And maybe write a little bit about it underneath. So I want to say, I don't know, the Cameron Highlands were named after William Cameron. He was mapping the Pahang Perak region in 1885. There we go. And I can then save my work so that I can save it for later. Let's call that Cameron, and we'll save that. But also, as I talked about writing for purpose, writing with an audience as well, with an audience in mind, I can instantly turn this into a fantastic piece of work that can be read by others. As a student, I've got this magic button here that I press, and that is the way that I can publish this to my blog. I'm a teacher in J2E right now, so I can publish it straight away without it having to be moderated by a teacher. And if I then go into see this, I can go straight into that post and see that post published. Not only will I see that published, but there's a link to it, but also other people can read it and provide feedback. I've run classes where a group of students have never used this tool before, and within 30 minutes they've produced fantastic evidence and writing about the solar system and planets. Not only have they done that, but they've also looked at each other's work as it's been completed, provided and read each other's pieces of work, learnt more information, and provided support and feedback in a positive light to each other. So that peer assessment and peer feedback, many layers of fantastic learning taking place. And it gives students such a sense of ownership and responsibility with their writing when they realize they have such a powerful tool like this at their fingertips. So there we have J2 Write, again with the lesson plans, and we've got tools for writing for young kids, writing for, and even with an animation package built into. Briefly, I'm just going to click into this because I know that you're going to want to see it, which is the Office tools. Here's how quickly I can start writing in a piece of work using Word, and I'll be able to start using that. Automatically saves, automatically goes back to the teacher. Built-in J2E tools, just like it did earlier on, where I can put images on the page and start to use those straight away within a piece of work. Lastly but not leastly, I'm going to show you the kindergarten tools. Some of you here from kindergarten are dying to see these, I know. Let's have a look at JIT Write, the infant tools for writing. We can start with a theme and we can start to tell a story. And here you'll see, because we chose the theme for the park, we might have some mini beasts that we might want to describe as well. And I can not only see the words, but I can click on them and they'll be used straight away, but I can hear the words being spoken. And then we can change the colors of the writing, we can change the style, the font, make it really interesting and engaging. And of course, I've still got that magic button. Even as young as in kindergarten, the teacher can share the work with other classes and other students by the student being able to hit the publish button. So that's the writing tool. We've got painting as well. We could paint a picture. There's a wonderful picture of a beach, and I might want to put some clip arts onto the page. We've got tons of clip arts for people to choose from and use those in there. I might want to turn it the other way and have another fish there. Let's be quite crazy and put some grass on the beach. There we go. We don't want a beach, we want some grass, and start doing some drawing as well. Great deal of tools, fantastic use of technology here, and makes it really fun for children to be able to tell stories through creativity and art. And you'll also see here, if I go into this one, that we'll be able to animate. Always fun being able to animate, tell a story through animation. So for example here, again, we've got clip art, and I might want to perhaps put two Eskimos on a beach, on an iceberg, and get them throwing maybe a pink ball to each other. There we go. So you'll see very quickly I build up a picture that I'm now animating. Oops, I'm hurrying through this one, aren't I? But there we go, and you'll see that I'm animating a picture here. Now I can speed it up or slow it down. I'll go back really slow so we can see all the different slides. to reset that. Again, with the publish button there. Really fantastic tools, really fantastic applications, thoroughly gets kids motivated in writing, reading, engaged in creativity right the way across the curriculum. Thank you so much for paying attention closely, and now I'm going to open the floor for any questions that you may have.